They'll show me how dangerous it is to be on your phone.
Tonight, the new way one organization is teaching teens about the dangers of distracted driving. And the Lake Superior Zoo says goodbye to a feline friend after a battle with health problems. Plus, Wisconsin's governor signs a controversial piece of legislation that opponents say negatively impacts Native Americans.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen has the night off. Thanks for joining us. We are still 5 months out from the day you need to fill out the 2020 census, but local and state governments are already starting to prepare, hoping to make sure as many people as possible are counted. CBS 3's Jenna Wells joins us live from outside the Government Services Center in Superior. Jenna, what's being done on both sides of the border to make sure everybody gets counted?
Yeah, Tony, Douglas County officials actually just held a press conference in the room right behind me discussing their Census 2020 kickoff. They, along with St. Louis County, have formed a complete count committee for the 2020 census. And that committee is a group of volunteers that are made up of people who are working to organize the community and encourage everyone to participate in the census this year. The community is also looking to hire people to help out with the 2020 census. Those hired would mostly be going door to door, helping count the populations who are least likely to report. Kate Van Dale with the City of Duluth says while important, the census isn't just about figuring out how many people live in Duluth. It's also a tool that tells us more about who makes up our community.
It also helps us to capture who those people are, what their income is, what their demographic is. It tells us where people are located, and it also helps us to understand who makes up our city. So without that, we really can't have an understanding of who lives here without good numbers.
According to the Census Bureau, historically undercounted populations include renters, college students, and people who are low income, low education, or live in poverty. This also includes people who may not have access to technology, as the census is encouraging people to self-respond on their website this year. These groups complete the count. These are the groups that the Complete Count Committee is hoping to educate now so that they know how to self-respond in April. And similar to St. Louis County, Douglas County also has that Complete Count Committee. They're working to increase awareness and encourage residents to self-report, as well as recruiting people to go door to door and to help out those undercounted populations.
Jenna, no doubt a lot to get to here, a lot of work for people to do. How can people get involved with these committees?
Well, in St. Louis County, if you work for the census, you can make anywhere from $12 to $24 an hour, and that's just going door to door. And you can apply online for that on the 2020 census website. We also have more information on our website, and I'll tell you how to get involved in Douglas County as well, coming up at 10 o'clock.
All right, looking forward to that. Jenna Wells live for us in Douglas County tonight. Thanks, Jenna. A teenager is behind bars tonight in connection to a Cass County murder. This comes after authorities found the body of a 19-year-old in a Cass Lake home on Monday. The victim has been identified as Brandon Morgan Jr. Still no word on exactly how he died. Authorities say charges against a 15-year-old are expected. An investigation is ongoing. Authorities responded to several crashes since the snow started falling last night. Between 5 last night and 8 o'clock this morning, Duluth police saw 5 weather-related crashes. No injuries were reported, but north of Duluth, state troopers responded to 4 crashes and 7 vehicles that went off the road. One of those crashes resulted in minor injuries. And some people are still in the dark after last night's winter weather. Lake Country Power reports due to heavy ice and snow cover, about 250 customers north of the Iron Range are without power tonight. They're warning anyone who does not have power restored by about 8 o'clock should be prepared to be without it overnight, as they won't be able to restore it until Friday. And with that, we'll run over to Dave. Dave, Duluth was mostly spared from the snow, but areas around us, they got really hit.
Yeah, especially the Vermilion Iron Range from Bike down towards Tower Sedan through Ely and Whitten. 9-inch range for snow there. We'll show you some snow totals in a few more minutes, but right now we show you the Doppler satellite for the upper Midwest, which shows our low pressure system already departing the region. Higher pressure pushing in from the northwest will clear us up and cool us down. Low temps tonight could be down into the single digits for Iron Rangers, but I'm thinking we'll start the day tomorrow at 14, at least here at the head of the lakes. Clear to partly cloudy all day long. Top temp topping out around 32, which is pretty close to normal. Will we hold on to conditions like this for the weekend? I'll show you the 7-day forecast in a few more minutes to prove my points.
Thanks, Dave. A Michigan-based nonprofit is hoping to spread awareness about distracted driving here in the Twin Ports. The Peers Foundation goes from school to school across the country, showing students what can happen when you take your eyes off the road. CBS3's chief photojournalist Blake Mellon shows us.
How many of you in here has been in a car accident? Raise your hand.
We are teaching kids about the dangers of distracted driving. This TV right here? We brought with us our ARTIS system. It's an augmented reality distracted driving education simulator.
I feel like I'm going to probably crash, and they'll show me how dangerous it is to be on your phone.
So we have the kids sit down in a seat, and we place an augmented reality headset on their heads, and then they will be inside a virtual city.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to see so far. Oh.
We have them get their speed up to about 30 miles per hour, and then we throw some distractions at them, ask them to get on their cell phones and get on Snapchat, look up something on Google Maps, just to show them how quickly things go wrong once they're distracted on their cell phones.
It's really hard to use the gas and the pedals for so far.
Hopefully that they take something from it and know that how quickly things go wrong and stay off their cell phones. Hopefully we'll save a couple lives.
It was very difficult. I was surprised at how easy it was to just swerve off the road, just being on my phone for a few seconds. I probably won't go on my phone much more, if at all. It's very easy to get in a crash. It scares me.
Students were also asked to sign a pledge saying they promise to stay off their phones while driving. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers signed into law a proposal making it a felony to trespass or damage oil and gas pipelines in Wisconsin. Evers signed the measure yesterday despite complaints from opponents that it would violate free speech rights and disproportionately affect American Indians, whose lands are often affected by pipeline projects. Evers says even though he signed the measure, he wanted to reaffirm that tribal nations, quote, deserve to have a voice in the policies and legislation that affect Indigenous persons and our state. Evers also signed a bill that stiffens penalties for drunk drivers who kill someone. It creates a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in prison for anyone convicted of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. However, judges can still sentence someone to less than 5 years if he or she finds a compelling reason. The State Department of Corrections estimates the change will generate over $525,000 in additional operating costs annually. Public impeachment hearings for the week are over after a day of testimony from embassy official David Holmes and former top White House Russia aide Fiona Hill. David Holmes, a staffer at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine, said he came forward with his recollections of a phone call between President Trump and EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland. After hearing criticism, other witnesses had only offered second-hand accounts. Former top Russia aide for the White House, Fiona Hill, cautioned Republicans on the panel against pushing what she called conspiracy theories, stating that she refuses to, quote, be part of an effort to legitimize an alternate narrative that the Ukrainian government is a U.S. adversary. Both witnesses expressed concerns about the administration's dealings with Ukraine. Holmes said it should have been evident to officials from both countries military aid and a White House meeting were contingent on Ukraine announcing the investigations President Trump wanted. The Fond du Lac Band says a handful of their band members are interested in exercising their 1854 treaty rights to fish on Lake Superior. The band's Resource Management Division says their process to begin netting on Lake Superior is in its early stages. They're exploring subsistence netting of white fish and herring on Lake Superior, potentially for next season. Subsistence netting provides members with a food source and is not commercial fishing. The Reservation Business Committee is requiring any interested netter to apprentice with a Grand Portage Band member before going out themselves. The DNR says they're working with the band to develop a management plan. A beloved animal at the Lake Superior Zoo has died. Zoo officials announced today that Lana the tiger died yesterday. The 15-year-old animal suffered from liver disease, which caretakers discovered in September. Lana had responded well to her treatment, but yesterday zoo officials say she was not eating and blood work showed her health had gone further downhill. They made the decision to humanely euthanize her due to her diminished quality of life.
But as with all loss, we remember the good times, and we remember Lana stalking us at the window and those interactions that she had with different families, and especially with the kids.
Lana was born at the Minnesota Zoo in 2004. She had made the Lake Superior Zoo her home for the past 4 years. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, could those puppy jackets you give your kids actually be a danger to them? That answer coming up.
High temp today, 33 degrees, one notch above normal. As the weekend unfolds, I think we'll hover pretty close to normal, maybe go above a little bit, and sunshine should come to call maybe all weekend. We'll prove the point, like I mentioned, with the 7-day forecast coming your way after our break.
CBS 3 News is brought to you by Duluth Casino.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, radiation oncologist Ken Dornfeld explains how technology called the CyberKnife helps Essentia Health more effectively treat certain kinds of cancer.
The main use for this machine is to deliver radiation treatments to small targets. And its advantages compared to conventional machines is that we're able to focus very crisply and accurately. That robotic arm allows us to deliver radiation from multiple dozens, really, of different angles and directions. That way we can direct small amounts of radiation through tissue in a way that's not harmful or damaging for normal tissue, but focus the radiation at its greatest intensity where the cancer is. There is less collateral damage. This tool is able to really, in some ways, bend light or deliver radiation in a way that curves around normal tissues.
The CyberKnife is especially adept at treating lung cancer, a disease that Essentia approaches with a comprehensive program.
So at Essentia, we've worked very hard to develop ways of decreasing lung cancer mortality. I look at this as a very sophisticated tool that's on the very front lines, or really the last step in our approach to minimizing lung cancer deaths. Our success rates, either with surgery or with this type of radiation treatment for early stage lung cancer, is in the range of 70 to 80%. And being able to deliver a curative treatment successfully and safely with machines like the CyberKnife can make a large decrease or a large impact on success rates for lung cancer treatment.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
I love that one.
I love it.
I love it.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow.
I love it.
That's my next truck.
Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it.
I'm gonna go buy a Chevy.
Get 19% below MSRP on all 2019 Silverado Crew Cab pickups. That's over $9,700 on this Silverado. Or during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on other select 2019 models.
I left the house for 10 miles. It's like the start of a horror movie.
My son has returned. This is a new Mrs. Acosta. You always wanted a brother.
Our ancestors are here. Their ghosts are among us.
You saw one.
What?
An ancestor.
This symbol is nothing but pain. It's evil.
A new evil, tonight at 10/9 Central on CBS.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Nicolay Law Office. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, yesterday and this morning's snowstorm did most of its work up north along the Vermilion Range, my home country. So, Ely, live local look at what's going on there. 9 inches of snow fell in that town, so you can see it's heaped up in some pretty decent snowbanks there already. Some of the other numbers coming in, yeah, again, the heavier numbers come from northern Minnesota. The rest of us didn't get that much, but in the 9-inch range was Ely, nearby Whitten, over towards Orr and Bike as well. 8-inch range, Cook to Babbitt, so you dipped from the Cook area down to just south of the Mesabi range and swung over to Babbitt. That's where we had that 8-inch stretch. And then the 7-inch range towards Big Fork. Again, like I mentioned, the rest of us didn't get that much, and I don't think we're going to get much more. Probably until next week sometime, because a calm period thanks to high pressure is coming our way tonight, which will clear up the sky and cool us down, and some of us could be waking up tomorrow morning in the single digits. Right now, though, it's still 19 above in Duluth, and you know, there still are a couple of snow showers coming down here and there as our low pressure system departs, but the advancing high should clear us out as the night goes on. Wind right now is northwesterly 8 miles per hour, relative humidity 77%, air pressure going back up now 30.09 again as the low goes away. Temperature-wise, we'll figure that out in just a little bit, but right now we'll eye up the Doppler map for what's happening. And yeah, the sky is clearing in the Iron Range portions of Minnesota here as the high settles in, and that's allowing things in the snow belt to settle down. Folks there faced a winter weather advisory till about 15 minutes ago, and it's finally been expired. So folks along the Iron Ranges got most of the snow here from this system, but coming in a very close second when the numbers are put in here, probably will be the snow belt. Everybody else, we didn't get that much. And for some of us, that's a blessing. For others, it's a bit of a pain in the neck if you're a snow fan. But the roads are still less than perfect, especially in Minnesota and especially towards the Iron Ranges. So a lot of slippery stretches up north, a couple scattered ones here by the shore and in through the Twin Ports. Much of northwestern Wisconsin on the good side. But again, the UP had more snow than some other folks, and so roads are still less than perfect there. Drive cautiously. Tomorrow, though, higher pressure settles in, brings in the sun. Should stay fairly sunny through Saturday and maybe partially sunny by Sunday. Come Monday, things start to change up. Forecast tonight in Minnesota says up north could be as cool as 5, but as warm as 18 right by the lake. Clearing and cooling in general for everybody. Low temps in the mid-teens for Wisconsin and Michigan. For tomorrow, with a partly cloudy sky, Wisconsin and Michigan could be as warm as 35 degrees. And in Minnesota, the range will be about 30 to 36 with that partly cloudy sky. The extended forecast shows it stays in the 30s with sunshine at least through Saturday. Still in the upper 30s by Sunday, but then the clouds do start to creep in, which sets us up for a round of snow from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thanksgiving. Looks like 30% shots right now, Tony, and right now the charts indicate it won't be that heavy.
We'll hope not. Thanks, Dave. Well, this time of year, we often see parents bundling up their children before heading out the door. But according to safety officials, all of that bundling could possibly be hurting more than helping. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez takes a closer look at that in this week's Eye on Parenting.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
John Peranto, Northeast Minnesota Child Passenger Safety Liaison, remembers his parents bundling him up in multiple layers of clothing during the winter months.
That's part of growing up with your big puffy winter jacket sliding down a hill.
But as often as the seasons change, so do the rules.
But when it comes to riding in the car, you're going to want to stick to thinner clothing.
Even though it's not the law, Peranto says the organization is urging parents to not let their children wear thick coats in car seats.
Now, we have two concerns about that. One is the harness is made to work on the child, and you don't want too much interference between that harness and the child. The second is once it starts warming up in the car, your child's going to start overheating.
According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, bulky coats like these and snowsuits can compress in a car crash, leaving the straps too loose.
So if there was too much interference between the harness and the child could slip out of a big puffy winter jacket and then slip out of the car seat and be injured in a crash.
I decided to see for myself. I took a practice doll with a puffy coat and loaded her up in the car seat as tight as I would normally. And now that I have the training doll in place, I'm going to take her out and then take off the jacket and then see how much, if there's any room left. The child back. And this is how much room there is left over after we took the coat off of the practice child. Peranto says there are some things parents can do instead, like getting an early start.
For one thing, we have remote starts on our vehicles now. So most people, start their vehicle, let it warm up before they even enter the vehicle.
And what can children wear?
1 to 2 thin layers of clothing on the child, and then a blanket over the top of the child.
This way, you'll have control of their climate and safety.
If you'd like more tips on what you can do to keep your child warm and protect them, head on over to our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Emil's here to talk about sports. He's filling in for Kelly tonight. A little hockey on tap.
Yeah, Tony, boys high school hockey is officially back here in Minnesota. Our own Kelly Hinseth will join us live from Coleraine, Minnesota, with all eyes on the Greenway Raiders after the break.
Get your new Polaris snowmobile at Duluth Lawn and Sport.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. Presidential Award-winning service. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler. KohlerToyota.com.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's happiest moments when everyone has a spot. Even Spot. Now is the best time to save at Schneiderman's Furniture, but hurry in because the customer appreciation sale ends Tuesday.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
Step up to GMC and get 20% below MSRP on this next generation Sierra Crew Cab SLE, or get over $11,000 total value on this next generation Sierra Crew Cab SLT. Visit your Lake Country GMC dealer.
Make it the best holiday ever with the True Love Guarantee at Numi Jewelers. Give the gift of shimmering diamonds. This diamond earring and pendant set is $199 now through Small Business Saturday. Numi Jewelers, where true love is guaranteed.
Update your home with the safety and warmth of a gas fireplace with the best-looking flame in Duluth. At the Fireplace Corner, we take your old, drafty, wood-burning fireplace to warm and reliable with our Heat and Glow gas inserts. Our Heat and Glow selection and financing options are backed by our 100% done-right guarantee. Don't wait for the cold. Call or stop in today and visit your local Heat and Glow gas fireplace experts with the best-looking flame in Duluth. Or click thefireplacecorner.com for our full selection.
At Super One Foods, we're always looking for new talent to join our 5-star service team. We are a growing family-owned company that provides opportunities to learn new skills and enhance your working knowledge while serving your friends and neighbors. From flexible scheduling and variety in jobs to competitive wages and exceptional benefits, Super One Foods offers an excellent environment to grow both personally and professionally and can provide you with the foundation for career advancement in the communities we serve. Come join our team, Super One Foods. Jobs right in your neighborhood.
I guarantee you, if your home just burned to the ground or you had a major accident, your first thing you're going to think about, it's not going to be, I just saved $500 on my auto and home insurance today. It's going to be, am I covered? At Vernon Insurance Agency, our first, second, and third goal is that you understand your coverage, there's no gaps in coverage, and your claims are covered when you have them. Call Vernon Insurance Agency today, 218-384-3970.
Here's this week's CBS3 Game Day lineup. Brought to you by Kohler Hyundai. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler. Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's peaceful moments. 8 hours at a time. Save up to $600 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets during the customer appreciation sale at Schneiderman Sleep.
It is back to practice for boys high school hockey, and that includes the Greenway Raiders, who are hoping to get back to the X after last year's historic run. Kelly Hinseth has more.
I'm here in Coleraine, Minnesota, in Hodgins-Berardo Arena, where the Greenway Raiders are currently in their second week of high school hockey practices, hoping to make another run at that Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament down in the Twin Cities. You may remember the Raiders had that historic run last year, led by Dante Lawson and Ben Trombley. Ben is back. Lawson has moved on to juniors. He graduated last season, but Coach says that they still have a lot of returners and a lot of really awesome leadership that's going to hopefully get them back to the X this season. Certainly some unfinished business for this Raiders squad. We'll have more from the Raiders coming up tonight at 10 and all through the next few weeks through our Thursday night face-off preseason hockey coverage. Remember, our first Thursday night face-off show is on December 5th in the CBS3 News at 10. In Coleraine, Kelly Hinseth for CBS3 News.
And coming up tonight, the official beginning of the Minnesota boys hockey season as CEC hosts Proctor. And on the girls' side, Superior is taking on Evelyn Gilbert in Virginia, while Hibbing Chisholm is on the road against Duluth Marshall. Well, together in Houston, Washington, and Atlanta, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan and Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, for the first time in their young careers, will be on opposite sidelines come Sunday nights, when the 8-2 Packers travel to San Fran for a matchup against the 9-1 Niners in a game with big playoff implications. Both teams are currently fighting for the top seed in the conference and home field advantage throughout.
We can't for 1 second have our focus on anything other than the San Francisco 49ers. You're talking about a 9-1 football team that easily could be 10-0 right now. I mean, they're a premier team in this league, and if we look elsewhere, we're going to be in trouble.
You're just in denial if you don't think about the implications with a dub or an L this week, and how that affects stuff down the line. That's what I said. You know, we the way we look at it, we're going to have to win there one time the rest of the year. It'd be nice to get it done this week.
So let's take a look at the current playoff picture. The winner of Sunday night's game will be atop of the NFC, while the Vikings, who are on a bye this week, currently hold the final wild card spot. Tony, it should be a pretty interesting finish.
Yeah, I can't believe the NFC this year. I mean, you look at the Vikings with 8 wins as the 6th seed. You're talking about maybe a team with 10 wins at the end of the season on the outside looking in the NFC.
It's stacked up there for sure.
Yeah, big game for the Packers this week.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Gamiel. Well, the Christmas City of the North Parade is just 1 day away. That means participants are putting the finishing touches on their floats, some for the very first time. That includes Ghostbusters North. The group, which started in 2015, celebrates all things Ghostbusters by making appearances at events all year long. Their float will be decked out in all things Ghostbusters, from the infamous car to character like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but with a little Christmas twist. All donations the group receives go to the Ronald McDonald House Charity.
Because one of our other founding members, Adam Norrie, his daughter was born with a hole in her heart. And because they gave so much to him during his time of need, we raise money and give it back to the Ronald McDonald House to give something back.
Last year, the group visited the Ronald McDonald House on Christmas. They plan to go back again this year and donate gifts to families currently staying there. That's pretty cool. Dave, we had a lot of snow last night. Sounds like it's wrapping up for most of us around the region, though.
Yeah, even towards the UP and the snow belt, it's starting to wrap up. And with higher pressure settling in tonight, it will chill down. And tomorrow, it will clear up, looking for a partly cloudy sky region-wide with a high temp around 32 degrees, which is pretty close to normal. For Saturday and Sunday, we'll go warmer than normal into the upper 30s, with a fair amount of sunshine still around on Saturday. But Sunday, clouds will start to increase. That's a new low coming to town. It'll be cloudy on Monday, and then there will be at least light snow chances from Tuesday, Wednesday into Thanksgiving itself. Right now, it doesn't look like a huge system for Thanksgiving, but of course, our promise here is to track the system until its bitter end.
And I'm sure a lot of people don't want a big system on Thanksgiving.
I don't.
After all, everyone's traveling. I know I have to travel on Thanksgiving.
I got to go up to Evelyn.
Yeah, that's a long drive. Nobody wants snow for something like that.
No.
Thanks, Dave. Well, that's the news for now. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by